We're about 3 games outside the playoffs and not much has changed. The Lakers still top the West, the Bucks still top the East, and the 8th spot out West is still up for grabs. But there's one sleeper team out West that's showing some promise, and have just been going about their business, playing good basketball, with not nearly enough media coverage. But if teams aren't careful, they could cause some damage in the playoffs. And that's what we're talking about today. What's up guys, it's FLB, back at y'all with another video. Now today, we're going to talk about the Nuggets and how they can be some silent killers in the playoffs. If you like the video, subscribe and turn off post notifications. Because with the playoffs coming up, the content output's just about to go up. Now the NBA has come back with the force, and it's been curveball after curveball. As the Lakers are 2-3, the Suns are 7-0, Dame's decided to remind y'all why you shouldn't get on his bad side, and TJ Warren has been playing like a first ballot Hall of Famer. But there's one development that's barely gotten any press, and it's been put on the back burner, even though in a regular season, this would be one of the biggest things going into the playoffs. And that's the development of the Denver Nuggets. But to understand why this started now, we'd have to go back a couple years. 2 to be exact. Back to the 2018 NBA draft, where Denver got the privilege to draft Michael Porter Jr., the number 1 prospect coming out of high school, at 14. All because of a back injury that he suffered at Missouri State that made scouts not trust his health coming into the league. And while you can't blame him for being cautious, when you have a talent like Michael Porter Jr., sometimes the risk is worth the reward. And the Nuggets understood that, as they got what could have been a number 1 pick at 14. But then, we look a year later, to the 2019 draft, where the Nuggets snagged another potential lottery pick in Bol Bol at 44. All because of another injury in college, and his tall but frail frame that made scouts not trust his health either. And thankfully, for my own peace of mind, Miami didn't trade him. Miami traded the pick 20 minutes before they were on the clock, and the Nuggets just told them who they wanted. And at least now I know my team's not stupid enough to trade a lottery pick for cash consideration. Now we go through a couple months after Michael Porter Jr. and Bol Bol completely healed and healthy and have gotten some runs in to get their rhythm. We get to the bubble. And just a couple weeks ago, we got our first peek of the problems the Denver Nuggets could pose in the playoffs. Since the Jamal Murray not making the bubble yet, the Nuggets rolled out a lineup of all players 6'7" and above, with their center Nikola Jokic playing point guard and 7'2" Bol Bol at small forward. And it's safe to say, the experiment was a success. Bol Bol dominated his 32 minutes of play with 16 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 blocks, all while hitting 2 threes, showing glimpses of the potential that he showed before his injury. But as soon as the scrimmages ended, Bol Bol's minutes have teetered off a little bit. But then we look to Michael Porter Jr., the player I think that can definitely put the Nuggets over the hump. As in the 7 games he's played in the bubble, he's only scored under 20 one time. Also with 2 back-to-back 30-point performances on next level efficiency. In fact, throughout the bubble so far, Michael Porter Jr. has averaged 25 and 10 on 53% shooting and 42% from behind the arc. He's been remarkable, and he could be the next level scorer the Nuggets need next to Jokic that could really put them over the hump into contender land. But now we look into the playoffs, where I think the Nuggets could really do some damage. These are the standings at the time of this recording, and I think the team that needs to avoid the Nuggets the most in the playoffs is the Houston Rockets. Because even though they've survived pretty well without a center and being out-rebounded almost every single game, having a mobile big and a couple of taller scorers on the Nuggets could be a problem. And should they face in the playoffs in a 7-game series and give the Nuggets time to figure out the Houston Rockets offense, it could be a pretty quick exit for Houston. And then with the looks of the standings, it looks like the next team they would play would be the Lakers. And unlike Houston, the Lakers aren't small. They're big, and they have some pretty talented big men too. But the advantage I feel the Nuggets hold is in the offensive philosophy. Because as the Lakers lead the league in fast break points, they focus on playing great defense and getting out on the fast break to score most of their points, which also makes them one of the worst half-court teams in the league. While you have the Nuggets, who focus on getting the ball in the half court and having the pick and roll game between either Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic and playing off that. So should the Nuggets be able to limit turnovers and get in their half-court offense, they could really pose some problems for the Lakers. But realistically, I don't see them passing the Lakers. But should they get past them, they match up pretty well with everybody else. They have the size, mobility, and rebounding to get to a LA Clippers team, and they have the bigs and forwards with size and mobility that can build a wall and give a problem to Giannis and the Bucks. But this is just my opinion. So let me know down in the comments where you think the Nuggets may end up in the playoffs, first round, second round, maybe even the NBA Finals. But till then, this is your boy Ben FOB. That's my time, and I'm out.